Well, hello again, everyone. This is Bob Mannery, and you're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom and Mike, these guys are fucking awesome. But their side piece, Greg, that guy is a goddamn problem.
Seven. Yeah. 7-0.
Ten, 9, 8. Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
Yeah. A2DRadio.com. We're live from the BMW of Atlantic City studios. BMW of Atlantic City. We're off exit 17 in the Parkway. Find them online. BMW of Atlantic City.com. Every Wednesday night. We're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours, Gibson Mayer LLC. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. A lot to talk about tonight, fam. Phil's coming hot as of late. Bats are starting to pick up for the kids. Kids are playing good baseball. Capital letting guys go a little bit, getting the two straight nights with 100 pitches by both the youngsters. Flyers, Penguins, which would have been a great conversation for tonight if it wasn't for the 6-0 Pens. 7-0 now?
Yeah.
It was just 6.
I gotta hide the logos.
Hide them all.
Hide the logos.
Hide them all.
Tried to show some love for the orange and black, and yeah.
You can only show so much right now. 7-0, 6-0. Who gives a rat's ass what it is?
They're only down a
ugly.
touchdown.
It's ugly. Oh, Carson! Carson!
Can he skate?
Is the leg back?
Can Ginger G just skate? I don't know.
He can do everything. He can do everything. But we're going to be heavy Sixers tonight as well.
80 in the first half.
80 in the first half from the Sixers. Looking to clinch the 3 seed tonight. And what we want to talk about is who do you want to play? So the poll question brought to you by Scanzano Sports. Find them on the web, scanzanosports.com. Who would you like to see the Sixers face in the first round of the NBA playoffs? Pacers, Bucks, Heat, Wizards. Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. A2D Radio is where you can find us. Make sure you subscribe. We want to know your comments, concerns, suggestions for organizations so we can go right up top and take everybody down one at a time. We're going to get right to the family.
The YouTube chat's just hilarious. A lot of ripping on the Flyers right out of the gate.
Well, it should be. Rightfully so. Listen, don't even make the trip. Just stay home then. Stay home. You don't want to go play hockey. Look like a slower hockey team. But let's not talk about that. Let's get right into the Sixers on who we really want to play. We'll get in the Flyers later. Phil's a little on after that. Phil's up 3-2 right now. And Pavetta, like we talked about, went over 100 tonight before he was taken out. So good to see from Noel and Pavetta dealing, going deep in the games, and giving the bullpen that Capra wanted to get so much work to early on some rest here. Sixers, people are already chiming in on the book. Mike Parker thought we skipped the show. No, we're here, brother. Goff picks. He wants to hashtag Goff picks. I guess that's for Greg.
Yes, thank you,
or
Mike.
if whoever wants to take him and make money. John Malmos, well, Flyers were a joke tonight, and that is well documented, brother. Connor Grogan, Bucks. He wants to see the Bucks. Well, after what we're seeing right now, who wouldn't want to see the Bucks? But the way the Sixers are playing, going for 16 straight, which is ridiculous, and going in the playoffs as the hottest team in all the NBA.
There's also a revenge factor here because one of the more embarrassing losses that the Sixers had this season was at the hands of the Bucks. So And then, Dan, didn't their general manager talk a little smack about him after the game, too?
Back in the summer, he was like, the guys in Philly want to talk about trusting the process. We want to talk about the results or whatever. So then Embiid, when we beat them in January, the first game of the year, we played them, Embiid, like, trolled them and put in his caption on Instagram as, like, the results or something like that. But
it's funny the changes because 15 games into the season or 20, the Bucks would have toasted the NBA, playing great basketball, and the Sixers, a little bit of the opposite, growing pains and everything like that. And now you look at where both teams are at right now, polar opposites on where they were at the beginning of the season. It's sort of crazy that we're saying that right now. I know that a lot of consensus from tonight is going to be a lot of Bucks from the night, but you go back early in the season, that's not the team you would want to face out of these teams.
They struggled,
which is crazy,
regardless of where they played. But it's funny, like, almost go back and look at that draft again, and it kind of correlates as to not only the GOAT in Hinkie, but look at that draft. Wiggins, so far isn't the dynamic scorer that he was portrayed to be, and Jabari can't stay healthy. When he is on the court, Jabari's a problem. But when but he's very rarely on the court, and then of course we come out.
I forgot he was even playing basketball anymore.
Well, there you go. And
I didn't forget.
We come out with the darling of that draft.
Oh yeah,
because of the GOAT.
Go talk, boys. Who would you rather say? Spinning around the room.
Give me the Bucks.
Bucks.
Because the first game in Milwaukee, we didn't even have Joel. So and that was before we were like, now we're cooking without him. But that was before we were used to playing without him. So whatever, we lost. Then the second time in Milwaukee, we turned the ball over 26 times. Like, that doesn't happen that rarely happens. So we should have taken 3 out of 4 from them. So give me the Bucks. They can't run with us. They're not on our level.
I don't want to see the Pacers first round.
Agreed.
Me neither.
I've been kind of consistent on that. I'll take the Heat. I don't mind the Heat. I think Whiteside early in the year was an issue for Joel, but I think Joel is just A, so much better, but B, I think the team in general is worse than they were early in the year, and I don't think Whiteside is as impactful on the defensive end as he once was, especially early in the year. So I'll take the Heat. Although Dwayne Wade kind of scares me a little bit late in games.
Yep.
I'm going to take the Wiz. I don't think John Wall is 100%. And for the first-round matchup, I'm not hating the idea that they could basically get on a train and go back and forth for every game and not necessarily have to fly anywhere. We talked about this with the Eagles when they got to a point where they weren't on a plane from the time they came back from Los Angeles until the time they flew to Minneapolis for the Super Bowl. So if we could keep Joel out of the sky and having to deal with cabin pressure with a fractured orbital bone and just get him on a train going back and forth to Washington, I'll take the Wiz.
Let's get to the people. See if anybody's chiming in on the Wizards or who they want to face. Bucks. Before I give mine, I want to wait. Everybody took everything off the board, so now I would like to wait a minute here. Yeah, because somebody said, you said Pacers.
No, I said Heat.
You said Heat.
Yeah, I said I didn't want to see the Pacers.
No, so none of us really want to see the Pacers. They're on the list. I don't want to see them either, so that's why I got to wait. I'll wait a minute. So let's see. Where are we at? Joshua DeJesus, how you like the Flyers' chances? Well, after tonight, Joshua, not too good. Not too good.
I mean, unless Pittsburgh's going to blow their load in the first game and the Flyers are going to come back like on fire on Friday night.
So I said, let them score 10. Get them all out. They got none left. Connor Goggin said Bucks. We already talked about that. Deion Brown. What up, Deion?
What up, Deion? What are we drinking tonight?
He said, I really don't care who we play in the first round because whoever they play, that team will be in for a beatdown on the way to the finals. But I do not want to play. But I do want to get Miami out of here early. So he doesn't want. He wants to, if he plays Miami, he plays them early. Frank Vespi, I want the Bucks in the round 1, the semi-conference finals, and the NBA finals. That'd be nice after tonight. That'd be real nice. Ryan Brody, after watching this game so far, I would love to play the Bucks in the playoffs. It's going to be the consensus. Joshua DeJesus, the way this game's going, let me go with the Bucks. We knew it was happening. When will JoJo come back? Well, Brett said maybe not game 1, but JoJo said, well, don't be, relax on the comment. He could be back game 1. So,
Joel said there's still a chance.
Yeah, he doesn't like being told.
I don't understand.
He doesn't like being told no.
He said he has no problems with his vision. I don't understand how he just can't play, but whatever.
Because even with a shield on, if you get hit in the face and it's not fully healed, why would you run that risk?
Yeah, I mean
it's one game.
It's one game, and if you're the 3 seed, you should be okay with that.
Oh no, I don't.
Game,
I don't. That's not the end of the world. I don't really care.
I think it's ultimately. I know you had him back for the start of the playoffs
Saturday,
but ultimately you probably thought he was missing minimum 1 game. You probably thought
maybe, but
yeah.
I could still see him being back by game 1 too.
There's no question.
Yeah.
I always thought when it came down to it, once the matchup came out, they were probably like, all right, listen, let's see what happens game 1.
Yep.
Before we necessarily, and it might not be a rush back, but before we panic and rush them back, let's see what we got and see how this rolls. If we can try and steal 2 and bring them back on the road where the dynamic is going to change, and it's almost like, the game plans then change, because now if you're up 2-0, that other team's got to change something. And now you bring back one of the best players in the NBA, say, change this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
As soon as they go make adjustments, there's your adjustment.
Yeah.
To their adjustment. I don't think we're going to see the Bucks. I mean, beating them sort of, hurts that a little bit, depending on how the other 2 teams fare tonight.
If they lose tonight, which they probably will, they're going to lose their first-round pick to the Suns.
Oh, that's double whammy, double whammy for Milwaukee.
Was that for the Bledsoe deal?
Yeah, I guess.
I think I'm going to go with. I like the Washington idea because I'm not in love with Washington. I mean, I like Beal, but I'm not in love with him. I know
with Wall, but people always say oh, there's no way they're better without Wall, but I think they are. Just look at that Cleveland game last week. He just Wall's so overrated in my opinion.
Well, there's a lot of guys like that in the league. A lot of ESPN hype guys, and not saying he doesn't get his, and he can't do a lot of things. He's never finished over. His team's never finished over 3rd in the Eastern Conference in a bad Eastern Conference. He's never gotten it done.
He's a great player. He doesn't make his team better.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I don't care who we really play. I know that we don't really want to play Indiana, but I'll play whoever. I'm not scared of anybody.
We
but
just don't have the advantages with Embiid playing because Miles Turner, he can be a mismatch on.
He can be a problem.
Yeah.
But I'll face whoever right now because we're the hottest team in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not running from anybody, but I'll go with the Wizards, like Mike said too. And if it keeps, Joel out of the air and on a train, like you were saying, it's a great point.
That's an interesting thought.
Then why not? Why not? Why not go with Washington as that team that maybe now he can? There's not okay, well, maybe waiting him if he's not ready game 1, 2, and they don't want to fly him, then he might not be ready game 3, 4. Or however the breakdown is in round 1. You know what I mean? So then it's well, maybe he doesn't play round 1 because, are we going to bring him back for 2 if he can't fly? Mm-hmm. I don't know how that whole situation works out with the flying, but I think he's playing game 1 regardless. But I'll go with the Wizards. So let us know. Who do you want to see in round 1? Pacers, Bucks, Heat, Wizards. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Let us know, fam. We'll read them off. Concerns, if you have any after 16 straight, if you have anything to talk about Eagles, we'll always answer Eagles questions, all right? And Flyers, Pens, we'll talk about it. And Phil's hot is everything we're getting into.
I got to throw something out real quick for TTP Ballin. I got a mission for you. Find out who's in that game and are they sitting the rest? Because he just said Cavs down 20 to the Knicks.
Let's go.
LMFAO. Yeah, but
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, here's the thing. Tell me they didn't look at the score of this game and go, yeah, you guys can just all sit down.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I guarantee you they just pulled everyone. When they saw the Sixers up 35, they pulled everybody.
Yeah, you might be right.
No question about it. If they're smart, if they're all looking, LeBron might just walked out himself and said, that's it. That's it.
And he also said.
Well, he's the coach anyway.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
He also said, Sixers up damn near 40 to the Bucks. What happened to we didn't beat any good teams during the streak? Last time I checked, we've beaten 4 playoff teams.
Right.
Agreed.
I don't give a shit who you beat.
That's just NBA fans are so stupid. They say anything they want.
Well,
and that's every fan though, Dan. I mean, that's when the Eagles were winning games. It was like, oh, you're just blowing out bad teams.
No, I know, but
and then they were just winning games against bad teams.
There's a lot more.
That wasn't good enough. It's never good enough to fit a narrative.
Like when I argue with people on Twitter about football, at least most of them are educational. Like NBA fans are like there are a lot of them are stupid. Most of them are stupid. Like I got in this one fight with the dude about Fultz. I was telling him how he had 26 assists to 4 turnovers since he's come back, and he tried telling me he has 11 to 8. Like he just pulled stats out of his ass. Like NBA fans are so dumb. I don't know.
Stat pours. Michael James, I'd rather play the Heat. What great player did the Heat have in 7-game series? Giannis could go off.
So could Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, but, I mean, at this point of the career, I got a better chance of Giannis over 7 doing more damage to me than Dwayne does to that point. At this point. Not late in games. Dwayne's had his number against us late in games. Us, at least.
Yeah.
So,
well, that one game you had help with a lot of the NBA with the referees.
Oh, my God. That call is still.
Christopher Estrike, can you see my comments? Yes, we can. It won't matter who we play in the first round, he goes on to say.
Mike check.
I think we agree. We had then there's Gina. What up, Gina?
What up,
Says,
Gina?
Yo, Rambo in the house. The Ralphie D. Somebody get Mike's Eagles shirt or a Philly shirt. Fucking disgusting tonight.
Tell me about it. You know what's funny, too, is I was legitimately thinking, like, do I go, like, Flyers hat, Eagles shirt, and Phillies jacket, or Sixers shirt and Phillies jacket?
You're driving down,
like,
it's 3-0. You're just, like, driving.
Well, it's funny because I
see what had happened.
I laid a little wager, like, before the game started, and they go down 3-0, and I get a message like, you can bail on the wager, and I'm like, no, it's one game, and then I'm like, now it's like 7-0, and I'm just like, maybe I should have gotten out of that.
Deion Brown, Molson Ice on back.
Attaboy.
Attaboy,
yeah. Attaboy.
Attaboy, eh?
Gina
You
Rambo.
got something for James Wilder?
Not drinking here. Got medical issues going on, so she's not drinking, but Deion's putting them down for you. Chris Kelly, stop. This team will do nothing without a goaltender or a legit head coach. Yeah. Hockey season is over. Climb on board. 10-9-8, 76ers. I'll buy into that. I'm fine. I don't,
Nothing is over.
Lenny Robinson.
Speaking of Rambo.
7-0 is a series killer. Agree, Len. 7-0 is a series killer. It's tough. It's tough to come back from. It really is. For a young hockey team, it's going to be interesting.
I actually disagree with that. I think if you're down 2-0 in the series and they beat you 7-0 in Game 3, there's no way you're coming back to even steal one. But you drop the first one 7-0, you can just go, okay, forget about it. The series starts again, Game 2. I think the later in the series that game happens, the more a killer it is. But for Game 1, I could very easily just chalk that up to shit in the bed and move on.
I hope that's right, because right from what I watched tonight, in that 7-0, now you see 7-0s and there's 7-0s, and you see tonight where a team was just faster than them, quicker than them, everything they did was better than them. A Flyers team that reacted slow to everything tonight. That's what's concerning to me. A team that had to play to get in all the way through are usually the better teams, and the play have to play that way all the way through and come out tonight and be the slower team and a lethargic team. And I granted you're in enemy territory, but so what? And to come out and play that bad, that's what's concerning. Oh, yeah. And the fact that you have no goaltender, like Chris is saying,
and a building you once owned.
Yeah.
Them days are long gone right now. They'll come back.
The one thing they have done though is usually when you get trounced in a game like this, they have bounced back.
Well, Lenny said one thing. Listen to this one. You just don't bounce back from 7-0. That's a bully making a statement, and it's true. They are the bully. If it's anybody else but the champs and everything that goes into the Penguins, I completely agree that it's easy. You can just wipe. To me, that's psychological. Because that's three straight games of getting your doors blown the fuck off. That's concerning.
Every single game.
You know what I mean? That's concerning the more you think about it.
Every single game this year against them, they give up 5 or more goals. Like I didn't think you could just turn it around out of nowhere.
Yeah, you obviously can't.
And now tonight's
you
7.
Can't because it got worse. It got freaking worse. How's it get worse?
But here's the thing.
I assume, yeah.
It's not like Pittsburgh has Patrick Waugh between the pipes.
Yeah.
If the Flyers can just get themselves some offensive chances, I mean, it's not like they're, it's not like whatever the hell his name is, Rob, help me out here.
Matt Miller, right?
Matt Murray.
Matt Murray,
yeah. I was going to call him Miller too, but it's Murray. Yeah, it's not like Matt Murray is like, the Vezina Trophy is not named after him.
Yeah.
So, if you get some offensive chances, they just I mean, you said it. They just looked slow tonight.
Yeah, they look slow. Josh DeJesus says Flyers is not good against the Pens. Gina says, yes, Theon, drink for me. And Chris Estrate, to win 14 games in a row, now it's 16 in pro sports is tough to do. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Gina says Wizards is a team she would like to see in the first round. So, boys, staying with the Sixers and who you want to see. I know we've done it a bunch, and it continues to change. How far is this team going now? I mean, really, I know they're, I've static. Other guys said it. I thought they could go to the finals, Eastern Conference. How's it changed over, not a week span, which can change it even more because they continue to win basketball games. It's amazing. It's amazing. Second best team since Christmas, which is pretty phenomenal from where it was early on. How far can they go, boys?
As much as I want to say the finals, I still and I don't know. I keep going back and forth on this. I can see us beating the Cavs, but at the same time, it's we're really going to beat LeBron in the playoffs. He's been to, 7 or 8 straight finals. I don't know, seven straight. But
so what's your answer?
Eastern Conference Finals. I don't feel confident enough yet to say they can beat LeBron. I mean, I feel like it'll go 7 probably. But then again, if Game 7's at home, this is why I keep going back and forth. If Game 7's at home, I don't know. All right, I'm going to NBA Finals. I don't care.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Well, tie game. Or more. Yep.
Greg?
I'm kind of – I want to go conservative.
Okay.
I want to go Eastern Conference Finals just because I think LeBron in the playoffs, as we've mentioned numerous times on this.
Take your skirt off. Go ahead.
Is this my opinion or is this your opinion?
No, I'm just saying, take your skirt off.
But LeBron in the playoffs, regardless of what his team is a problem. And do I think we can beat him? Yes. Would it surprise me if LeBron just turns it around and just becomes the absolute, literally the best player in the world?
45, 10, and 10 the whole series.
Yeah. I mean, that can happen. So I'll go Eastern Conference Finals. Although my heart really wants to say NBA Finals.
Well, we saw what happened Friday night when he comes into Philadelphia and gets motivated.
Right.
What was it, 42, 11?
That doesn't happen with Joel. Those dunks were a joke.
You can't say that.
Are you kidding me?
You absolutely can't say that. You cannot say it.
Joel
does not guard him one-on-one. You can't say that doesn't happen with Joel.
I didn't say he guards him one-on-one.
But you can't say that LeBron doesn't put up 42, 11, and 11 if Joel's playing. In fact, if Joel's playing, I think he scores more because he feels like he has to take over more. This is the best player in the world we're talking about, whether people want to believe it or not. Now, I hear what you're saying because of rim protection and everything.
He had 6 dunks where no one was there. I'm telling that does not happen with Joel in there. I get, he had a great game. He shot the hell out of the ball.
Listen, he might score 45 with Joel in or not Joel in, but he's not getting easy dunks like he did that night.
What was he, 10 or 12 in the second half?
Just because of the rim protection.
But you also have to think of who would Joel be guarding in that situation. It was either Lance or Love, and they're out on the perimeter. So it's not like this isn't the NBA where Joel's just camping in the middle waiting for some guy to come down, though. You know what I mean? He's got to be within distance of his defender. So he's still going to – so what the Cavs are going to do, because we saw him doing every play, they switched they come down and do that pick and roll with their shooter, whether it was J.R. Smith or Korver.
Big part of 45.
And then probably Love or Nance or whoever Joel's guarding is on the opposite side, so he's not on help side defense. So –
I mean, Tyronn Lue's not an idiot. Now, granted, is he the coach of that team? LeBron's the coach of that team, but Tyronn Lue's not an idiot. The guy can coach it to draw it up a little bit. I think there's arguments to be made both ways. I want to see how this team actually reacts when the playoffs start. Because, to me, the NBA Finals are a much different, or the NBA playoffs, to me, are a much different animal come playoff time than pretty much every other sport. Now, I know a lot of guys will say, playoff hockey is completely different. And I get that. But for me, basketball is way different because you have teams that could put up 115, 120 for an entire season. And when the playoffs start, they struggle to score 100. Mm-hmm. Everybody plays defense in the playoffs. The officials call it a lot tighter. There's no easy shots. And I want to see how this young team coming into the playoffs off of, what looks to be 16 wins in a row, are they going to come out with that same swagger and just keep it rolling? Or, are they going to get smacked in the face without Joel in game one and come back to reality? So to me, it's real interesting because if they do what they should do, they could go to the NBA Finals. Not even a question. Are they going to get there for all the reasons that we've already kind of thrown out there? Remains to be seen.
I think it's good that they start at home. This way, they don't have to go on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thanks, Captain.
All right, whatever. You didn't get my point.
No, well, go ahead.
You're saying, are they going to come out with the same swagger while they're at home? I think they just have more confidence just based on that.
Well, yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm not. If they get to the Eastern Conference Finals, they showed us what they can do playoff basketball.
Sure. Right.
So, if they're there against LeBron, I'm not as concerned about this Cavs team as Cavs teams in the past. It's not as good as a basketball team as it is. He's the best player in the world. We know what he does in the playoffs. We know the resume. But resumes are also, they slow down at times too, mm-hmm. or can end where you don't go to an NBA Finals. This is the roster to me where a team of his wouldn't go to the Eastern Conference Finals. One, because the East is better. It's tougher than some years past. Once his teams were better, okay? And so to me, it's not as easy as a walkthrough as it was in years past. So that's why to me, if you get there and you're going against them, obviously they were good enough to get there mm-hmm. because of him, I think they do get there. But I think we can beat them. Now, do I think we're blowing them out or anything crazy? No, I think it's a fight like you had the other night. And it's probably going to go 7, but we can beat them. So I'm going to say we're going to the finals. But we
screw it. I'm done. We're winning it all. Let's go.
Go.
We're winning it all.
No, I wasn't going there.
No. I'm being dead serious.
Hector Neris flat out sucks. Can I just throw something out to Matt Klentak real quick? Can you please just give Vince Velasquez whatever money he wants to become a closer? Bring up one of these kids to be your 5th starter. And just get Neris out of that closer spot. It drives me nuts. It absolutely drives me nuts.
He was better in the 8th inning.
He was.
He was. He had more success in the 8th inning.
Sixers still up 31.
But I was thinking about
by
this.
the way. And Eagles still world champs.
Well, I mean, that's just gold right there.
Struck him out.
That's 2 big strikeouts or 3 big strikeouts.
With the
now he gets in all that jam, gives up a run, and then strikes out 3 guys.
With the lack of pitchability, though, from Velasquez, yes, he's got the stuff, but he still doesn't know how to pitch.
I don't care.
So what's the difference in the 9th inning?
He's got to stop playing with the other shit. Just pump heat.
If you just tell him he's going to pump fastballs 1 inning a night for 5 days a week, and we'll give you $10 million a year.
Mike Parker doesn't believe the East. He doesn't like the narrative the East is a cakewalk. Well, I don't think it's a narrative. I think it's factual. I think, through the years of LeBron in the East, it's not as nearly as deep as the West was. Mm-hmm. That's factual. Now, you want to say the top 2 teams were there? Great. That's 2. But that's easier to get to that same spot every time. And when you get to that same spot every time, you got better percentage of going to the promised land. No, I'm not taking anything away from LeBron and LeBron getting there because you still have to go there. Well, but to say it wasn't –
who's saying that the East is a cakewalk this year?
I wasn't. I was saying the East is tougher than it's been in years past. One through eight, it's strong. And it might be and it might be deeper than the West.
It's kind of funny
It could be deeper than the West right now. It could be this year. Compared to other years, it's definitely better. Definitely better than other years.
I think the best teams in the West are way better than the teams in the East. But I think the East has a lot more parity. Yeah. Whereas in the West, your 1, 2, 3 seeds and your 6, 7, 8 seeds, there's a world of difference between them. In the East, there's a lot of difference, but I don't think the gap is nearly as dramatic. Yeah. And Houston's just ridiculous. Same thing, Golden State. I mean, they're a problem.
Golden State better watch it. They're 7-10 without Steph. Oh yeah.
Is he back for sure for the playoffs?
He's out round 1.
For the entire first round.
Yeah. Steve Kerr already said it.
Yeah, they better be careful they don't get bounced. That's bounce talk.
I hope that happens, dude. I hate the Warriors.
But listen, what I'm saying is over, the last 5 years compared to this year, the East wasn't nearly as good or as deep as the West was. That's just real. The East has gotten better from, obviously teams nailing some picks and making the East deeper. Yeah. And that's what's happened. I mean, the East got deeper from, teams getting picks right.
And that.
How about Santana walk-off? Sorry, go ahead.
And that trade, that Cleveland-Boston trade helped the upper halves of both these.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Now, Kyrie's hurt and he's out, but, that trade helped Boston at least solidify because then they had Jason Tatum to that mix and, now they're formidable 5, 6, 7 guys. And so, you're right.
I mean, but this could be the perfect storm because, I mean, think about how scary would Boston be with a healthy Kyrie and a healthy Gordon Hayward? I mean, it's an entirely different team.
Yeah. You all of a sudden don't want the 3 seed again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're like,
because then you have them round 2. Yeah.
I'll let the Bucks beat me and then possibly give them momentum to play the Bucks in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I would then want the 4 seed again. Because, you don't want – you're right. You're absolutely right, Mike.
Not this year, but next year I'm not going to be scared. Like, because Joel, Ben, Markelle, they only have more confidence. I still have us having a better future than they do. But, I mean, next year is going to be interesting when they're healthy.
Yeah, they got a good – I mean, listen, both have a great future.
Yeah.
And for me to sit here and say Boston doesn't have a great future, that'd be me lying.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's too much talent. I mean, this is the 2 powerhouses of the East moving forward.
I mean,
it really is.
Your boy Jaylen Brown's going to be another year older.
I
know you're in love with him.
I love Jaylen Brown.
And he's a hell of a player. I mean, he's one of those versatile guys that can do a little bit of everything. And then you add Jason Tatum again, who's a year removed from a solid rookie season, and then bring back a Gordon Hayward who was the prize of the free agency.
Tom and I sat here for weeks on end, like begging for the Sixers to get Gordon Hayward.
And if Gordon would have signed here, who knows? Maybe the ankle still would be there intact. Never know.
You never know.
But that was a sign. But that was before we actually got Redick, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was when we were, we know we need to get a vet. We need to get somebody in here who could score.
Right.
So I mean, I'm good with the direction we went. Not getting locked in for money. But I love Gordon Hayward. I'm not gonna let me not seeing him play this year affect what kind of player he really is.
Even with Redick, where's the hole on this team? It's still at that 3 position.
Right.
Because with Rocco or, I know Dario sometimes fills in that 3, and I know they try and play the positionless basketball, but that hole still is at the 3 spot where obviously Gordon Hayward would have slid right in. So, no, you're absolutely right. I still take him every day, twice on Sundays.
Nice little hole in the starting lineup for, say, Mikal Bridges.
Hell yeah, that's my guy. I don't think he'd start right away though. He'd be on the bench next year.
Well, being we are getting the Lakers pick most likely.
That'd be a nice pick at 10.
Yep.
There you go.
Just the rich are going to get a little richer.
Or if the dude from Kentucky's still on the board, Knox, I like him too.
I would love for Nicky to walk it off here, and as he crosses home plate, just grab his cup towards Kapler.
Yeah.
Where he's running and does the Pedro Serrano.
Or just hands him a floppy disk.
Hands him a laptop.
Yeah. Hands him a zip drive. There you go. Oh, that was a swing.
He swung for it.
That was a swing.
Got your thumb drive right here.
Mike Parker said there's 2 different types of ball being played, East and West.
Yeah.
The media paints East as garbage. No, I'm not saying this year. I'm saying that in years past, it was. There's some years it was garbage. Let's be real. Let's not run away from it. Let's not run away from that. The Eastern Conference for a couple of years was not a good conference.
Yeah.
That's factual. Now, this year's not that year. That's what I'm saying. What else do we have? Deion Brown said 98-61 Sixers. Yeah, so we're at 99-64 now. And Mike Parker, Boston is kind of like the Spurs in the East.
There's 100 with 3:27 left in the third.
And Chris says Penn scored 7, but remember Dallas only scored 6 against our second team. Fly Eagles fly. 148 days. Let's go. Dallas sucks.
That's great.
Don't hurt him, TJ.
YouTube is jumping.
Now go ahead. Read away.
All right, here we go.
Me and Mike Parker are not agreeing with each other right now.
Pootie Tang, Sixers balling out of control without our 2 leading scorers. Amazing. Foolish Demon, I now have 6 reasons to hate the Penguins. Nope, make it 7. Jesus, Penguins are killing them. Pootie Tang, give me the Wizards. Foolish Demon, Heat, they match up better. Foolish Demon, Ben Simmons for Rookie of the Year. Donovan Mitchell can take his irrelevant analogies back to Provo. Pove says, give me the Wizards. Pove also says, ha, ditto, Pootie Tang. Giannis would scare me in a playoff setting. Foolish Demon says, Giannis is scary, but who else? Pove says, Giannis has some playoff experience. May have another gear. Foolish Demon says, Middleton, ? Maker, ? Yeah, what about Thon Maker? I haven't heard that name in a while. TTP
There's
Ballin.
probably a reason for that.
Actually, Foolish Demon says the only single player he'd be afraid of in the playoffs is LeBron James. That's about it. TTP Ballin.
In the entire playoffs?
He says
I guess maybe
the
Eastern.
only single player I'd be afraid of in the playoffs is LeBron James. I'm assuming he probably means the East. Or overall, who knows? TTP Ballin, we already talked about that. Pootie Tang. Now Bucks fans are saying they're throwing the game to face the Celtics in round 1. Shaking my head. Foolish Demon. They'll have no excuse this NFL season. We play every NFC playoff team this year. I love how it all comes back. It's great. Speaking of Fultz, 9.6 assists at the half off the bench. Foolish Demon, Dwayne Wade is a legend, but he won't hold up as he used to. Ryan Brodo, good Lord, this Sixers game, fire. TTP Ball, and I don't care who we play, we're going to the conference chip. And he says, screenshot this, daddy. Brodo agrees.
With what? What am I screenshotting?
The TTP Ballin saying conference championship.
Shit, man. It screenshot me a month ago.
Right.
You know what I mean, babe? You know what I mean, Daddy?
You've been saying it.
I've been fucking banging on tables, yelling for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was screenshot. We're all screenshotting after
say,
16.
I
We're
love
screenshotting after fucking 16, TTP.
I love how people tell us to screenshot
No,
shit.
screenshot it.
When you could go back and listen to shows from a month ago and we're saying the same thing.
And guess what?
Probably not
TTP
super high, yeah,
probably
well,
said it with us.
Yeah,
I think we did. I think we went through this. I think we went we did this already.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Foolish Demon says LeBron's a different animal. He's pound for pound the GOAT. Got to watch for the kick out. LeBron has the best vision in the league. TTP Ballin. If you make me choose a team I'd most not like to play, I'd pick the Heat. Hassan tends to give Joe a tough time, and they do a good job of slowing the pace.
Yeah, do you think he gets
But
involved with?
But he says, do not take that statement as fear.
No, but I'm asking him a question. Do you think it's like, you think JoJo plays to the bullshit, essentially, that him and Whiteside have? You know, then going just at the game.
Well, I think
you know what I mean. I think I noticed that a little bit. What do you think?
I think Whiteside tries to draw it out of him.
Yeah.
To me, it'd be interesting to see if JoJo just says, "You know what? This is the playoffs. I'm out. No Twitter, no Instagram. Just
That ain't happening.
I know it's not happening. Right?
I was trying to think like, yeah, could have
But
happened.
didn't LeBron do that though? Where he went like
LeBron does it every year.
social media free once the playoffs start. Like
Yeah,
that's
he does
it.
every year.
Does he?
Yeah.
Smart guy.
He is a smart guy.
Smart guy. Reason he's worth billions. Well, you know, playing basketball helps. But still a smart guy.
Having that
Yeah.
platform kind of helps.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt you.
Six-
Not going to hurt you.
I go social media's list for a couple weeks, and
The
that doesn't,
TTP.
that doesn't matter to me.
Let me know what you think, because I mean that makes me, it does make me think a little bit about the Heat, just playing them.
Yeah.
Not
Sixers
scared, but
Sixers JT. He says, "What up, guys?
What up?
What up?
This Cavs team is not a finals team. The odds are definitely our favor for a finals appearance."
Yeah, they might not even get there. He's right. They might not even get there.
Mm-hmm. And he says, "If the Warriors lose first round, I like the rest of the West's chances."
I mean, we're
I'm sorry, that was Foolish Demon. Sixers JT, Rockets scare me. Well, no shit.
the team. The
don't.
team
Really?
I keep
They
on
don't.
saying this. The team that I think we're not talking about and we should be talking about now, not on this list obviously, but that we should be talking about down the road is the Raptors. I mean, I think we really. I mean, as much as they don't have playoff success,
Pretender.
okay,
They don't scare me at all.
I get that.
scary.
I'm not saying scared. No, I'm not scared of nobody. There's a reason I'm saying going to the finals. My point is the team that we're not talking about. We're all quick to say LeBron. We're going to see LeBron in the finals. You could easily see a 57-win team in the Raptors. We could in the finals.
But we all sat here on this couch a month ago,
Brown
and every one of us,
round.
said that we thought that the Raptors were pretenders.
No, I'm not saying they're not pretenders. I'm saying that everybody out there is a team that nobody talks about in the Eastern Conference. It's sort of they are pretenders to me, but there's pretenders sometimes get the job done a couple times and move on.
Yeah.
Not saying this is going to be their year, but DeRozan can score the basketball, and it's just a team that nobody mentions that at all through the Eastern Conference. It's sort of funny that they're that far. Like the number one seed in the Eastern Conference is that under the radar where nobody talks about it. We just spent however long talking about every Eastern Conference team. Now, granted, we all believe in the same thing about the Raptors, but how did nobody talk about it?
Yeah.
That's scary. Now I'm starting to think that's concerning. You know what I mean? Because we're going to get there and be like, we'll see them in the Eastern Conference Finals and be like, screw that. They never get it done.
Well, and
it went boom.
It's interesting because this is exactly where the conversation went. Sixers JT says Harden and Paul are not known to show up big in playoff basketball. Foolish Demon says same in the East. Lowry is terrible in the playoffs. And then Pootie Tang chimes in and says, ha, ha, ha. I remember people saying we should have signed Lowry, shaking my head. Sixers JT says I grew up 2 blocks from Lowry. And then Foolish Demon says Raptors have changed their game, less ISO ball. The East is the NBA's AFC.
He could have slept. He could have been my brother, and I'm still not signing Lowry back then.
AFC was disappointing this year. Foolish Demon says AFC is always disappointing. Sixers JT says they've been the dominant conference for years. Well, they have Brady, so, yeah, you may want to think about that.
What, the AFC?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Sixers JT says, I think the NFC will have a run for a couple of years.
Right in the Eagles.
Raptors are the Washington Nationals of the NBA. You could even compare them to the Washington Capitals, pretenders who succeed in the regular season only.
I agree, but the Nationals had their shot, and they decided to not pitch their ace in the playoffs. So that was their shot, and you knew they weren't going to get back again or get over the hump because you had a chance, and they didn't take advantage of it. But, no, I mean, they are. They are a team that should get it done, wins a ton of games in the regular season, and can't seem to get over the hump in the playoffs. I'm not saying they do. I'm not saying I believe they do. But, I could see them making the Eastern Conference Finals. They could. That's just another one of the teams we could see out of the group.
You're right. They could. I just think everybody in the world has more confidence in LeBron in the playoffs than Toronto in the playoffs.
Yeah. Even Boston as well. A team that's playing good basketball, another team that you could potentially see in the finals.
Russell Westbrook had 18 rebounds tonight. He needed 16 to average a triple-double again, and he did it.
And he got it again.
He had 18 rebounds. Oh, my God.
Unreal, right? Unreal.
They ain't real rounds.
Deion Brown says, quick Eagles side note, I read a certain NFC East team reached out to Brent Selleck, and his agent said, no thanks.
Nice.
Yep, that's what he said. Nice, though. Nice.
I'm guessing that was probably Washington.
Think so?
I would think so.
They got to know? Maybe, yeah. I think who else was it?
Either that or he just straight up will not ever play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Or any NFC East team.
Or it's possible.
Could be that. I think Mike Parker said, how do you go as a number 1 seed and not get talked about? Yeah, I don't know.
You play in Canada.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Hey,
Weiler.
How you doing, What's going on? Can I get some fried pickles up there?
And he said he remembers the Strasburg.
The
Strasburg not throwing them. Yeah, and you just know it. Like, dude, you're gonna do this now?
Yeah.
Like, you might not get back there. You never know if you get back there again. Now they've got back to the playoffs, obviously, but haven't got over that.
And it was one of those. Hurdle. It was one of those things where you're like, I get what you're doing. I do. I get it. But you're right. You think long term. If we're here now, we'll be here next year. We'll be here more reward. Yeah, how'd that work out for our Phillies? You know what I mean? We only won one.
Yeah.
There's no guy, and that's why.
But they were there. They were there for a while. They were. Though.
But to your point, though, but the Nats have been there for a while too.
True story.
And to your point, that's why you go for it when you do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's why you dig in and you say, listen, if I only have you for 2 years, but I get one of these things, we're good.
Yep, because I'll get a job the rest of my life too. You know what I mean? Look at that.
Votto beats the shift.
Yeah, that's why you just don't shift a great hitter. Like, to me, I just don't shift the good hitters that can spread it off.
You don't shift the good hitter. You don't shift the bad hitter.
Sixers up.
I don't shift a great hitter who can hit all fields.
Sixers up 30, start of the fourth. How much do they win this game?
Listen, you shake your head because I don't buy into the shift. I mean, you can love it. You can love it. You can take it home and snuggle with a shift. I'm not going to snuggle with it. Because everybody else jumps off a fucking bridge doesn't mean I have to.
All right, whatever.
We can argue about it all day. We're never going to agree on that situation.
But just
you can love the shift.
Doesn't work.
Worked against Howard every time.
The only reason why it's picked apart is because it didn't work in that situation.
I understand it. I understand what numbers say. I understand that. But a guy like Votto, to me, is not a guy that I want to be able to allow to give that open of a hole to. I mean, nobody's even on the left side of the field. I'm going to give a great hitter the ability just to say, okay, I'm just going to throw my bat at it and hit it to the other way. That's all he had to do. Like, to a pro like Votto, I'm not going to do that late into a game like this. That's all. Not nobody on the west side of the diamond. You want to shift one thing, but nobody's even over there.
Well, all right. I'll give you that, but no one was getting that ball anyway. Even if someone's over there, no one's getting that ball.
It's just the point. Even if somebody's over there. If you're playing regular defense, somebody's catching that ball.
And then he pulls it through the 4-hole. Where's the shift at?
Oh, my God. Here we go.
But I'm saying, you know what I mean?
There we go. Let him make it. Let him actually have to work for it. That's not working for it. The hit a baseball the other way where nobody's over there and just hit a ball on the ground isn't overly difficult to do. For a big league hitter. And Odubel just robbed a homer with 2 outs.
He just saved the game.
We're back.
It didn't matter.
Oh, my God.
We're back.
It didn't matter.
We're back, baby. We're back. Let's go. All right.
Foolish Demon just said, I'm anti-shift as well. This is great. Sixers JT says Sixers up by 30. They'll probably win by 2.
Right.
And
no,
then,
I'm actually pissed they're up by 30. They were up like 46 a couple
and then,
Dan's mad.
I am.
Foolish Demon says everyone is starting.
I'm not even watching the game.
Everyone is starting to learn how to hit against it. Rizzo is great at it. You're talking about the shift.
Oh, guys are learning what to do. It's one thing you're going to shift.
But here's the thing too. I mean, you talk to major league hitters, or not that I talk to them, but because who do I freaking know? But you hear when they're like, "Oh yeah, can't you just go the other way?" And like you hear major league hitters go, "Yeah, because it's that easy to do. Like it's slow pitch softball,
right?
You know what I mean? Where you can sit there and legitimately wait, and then boom." You know what I mean? Not all these hitters are like Ichiro, where literally they're moving in the batter's box as they're swinging.
Right.
I mean, yeah, where the pitch is has a lot to do with it, and all that. And maybe Luis Garcia missed the spot because that's not shocking news right there. Yeah.
Real quick on the YouTube chat. Hey guys, what's up? Sorry I haven't listened in a while. Life's been a little hectic recently. LOL. Hope all is good, and I'm happy to get to listen to y'all again. Hashtag for the people. None other than the Alex Ocasio. Coming back.
Oh, okay. What's up, Alex?
With a vengeance.
Welcome back.
What's up, Alex? Welcome back.
Mike Parker, I hate the shift. Just throwing it out there. I just wanted you to roll your eyes again.
Yeah, the shift everyone hates it when it doesn't work.
I don't think I've ever crowned it. So
everyone only hates it when it doesn't work. Yeah. Everyone loved doing it against Ryan Howard because he could hit.
But at some point there is going to be someone who lobbies Major League Baseball to have a rule that says you must have, or you can only have 2 players on the infield on either side of second base. So what's going to happen is you're going to have one of your infielders playing in the outfield.
Well, I was just about to say that's why if you saw Caesar,
he's shallow right.
In the outfield.
Yeah.
But I didn't read the article, but I saw a quick blurb the other day. I don't know if they've done it or if they're thinking about it. The Houston Astros are thinking about a 4-man outfield.
Really?
In obviously the major leagues.
I've seen them do it.
A 4-man outfield.
They've done it. They've done it a couple times.
It has been done. Like I said, I didn't read it. I just saw a blurb.
Yeah, they've done it.
So they're going like
Gallo.
You're talking.
So who was missing? Do we know? Was it the third baseman that was missing? Because if you're going, if it was Gallo, Gallo's a lefty stick, Deadpool hitter.
Yeah, I'm
I would
assuming
assume
it has to be
third
Bregman.
baseman.
Yeah. Well, okay, you're not pulling Correa.
No.
You're not pulling Altuve. I don't know. Maybe maybe Marwin Gonzalez is playing first base and he slides out into the outfield. Who knows? Did he leg that out?
Almost.
He's got some wheels for a catcher.
A big boy.
Jorge. Yeah, he can move a little. But it makes sense if you think about it. When you look at the Astros, and they have Marishnik, they have Reddick, they have why am I blanking on their center fielder?
Because it's only George Springer.
Yeah, Springer. Yeah, I mean, but I mean
this guy.
Yeah, they have the horses in their outfield to be able to do it and cover a ton of ground. So he's going to walk it off to make you eat shit.
No, because
you hate him.
No, because I said he can hit after the 7th inning.
Well, and it's a left-handed pitcher on the mound, so we should just say all bets are off.
Because he gets most of his home runs. Like 95% of his home runs come from 7th inning or later.
How dumb was that freaking pitcher for the Marlins on Saturday? He blows two fastballs. Yeah, he blows 2 fastballs by him, and then goes to a curveball that seriously hung for about 6 seconds and said, "Hit
still
me!"
Still hanging. Yep.
That dude was awful.
He was brutal. He was absolutely brutal. It's funny. Some of the folks in the YouTube chat are like, 4-man outfield? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Correa could cover third. Sixers JT says for a third man out in the field, it would make sense to get rid of the shortstop. Not when it's Correa.
Hey, listen, when everybody's going launch angles and everybody trying to lift balls, don't be surprised you see more and more 4-man outfields coming up soon. Right? I mean, this is the way that's going. Everybody lift the baseballs. I mean, you see, like a way higher rate than in years past.
Well, you're even seeing it now, like on the home run tickers. You're seeing exit velocity, which is something you've never seen before. Now, everyone, like when you're training, everyone talks exit velocity because, oh my God, if you're not hitting the ball over 100 miles an hour off the bat, or then you have the wrong bat. First of all,
exit velocity and launch angle,
and then launch angle. Yeah, and how long did it take to get out?
Well, it's funny because
you just tell me the distance. That's all I want to care about.
Listening to the game tonight on the way here, Larry Anderson is talking about how he's talking about J.P. Crawford's swing, and he said that people are saying that J.P. Crawford's swing has gotten long, and he said it hasn't gotten long; it's always been long, and he wonders if, as he was coming up through the system, they were trying to teach him to be longer to create a better launch angle. Because when he was in the low minors, he had everything on the ground. Yeah,
and now he hits a lot more things in the air.
Well, and it's funny because he hits the bomb tonight, and Fransky says, "Well, L.A., there's your launch angle."
There's your launch angle. Might hit another one right here, and then we're really talking launch. And we're really talking angles.
David Rosca, Flyers will win this series in 6. I love you, Rosca.
I hope so.
Oh, I mean,
it's tough.
Listen, that's some peaches and cream right there.
Again, I guess to your point, though, losing 7-0, you were out of this game early. You know what I mean? So you just, even as a player, just like, all right, let's just get through. Let's just go through the motions, get through the game,
I'd
and wash it clear.
Yeah. Oh, look at this garbage.
Yeah, he's so good.
God.
He's so good.
Nick Williams.
But I mean, if I'm Hackstall, I mean, I get to a point where, I'm not playing my first line anymore.
No.
I'm playing my fourth line as much as I possibly can. I'm playing my third defense pairing, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to just put my tail between my legs, and we'll get back at it again Friday night and see what happens.
Deion Brown says, was the Jordan jersey always on the goat wall? I don't remember. And he says, way too many brews in me, I guess. Oh, well. It was bad. Yeah, it was.
It was before the playoff run of the Eagles.
Yes, it was. Yep, before the playoff run of the Eagles.
Yep.
And now it is back on the goat wall. Rashawn just jumped out of the gym, by the way.
Robbie, how we looking, brother?
I think we got about 7 minutes.
Oh, okay. Nice.
About 7 minutes. Crawford.
That was a launch angle swing.
Yeah, it was.
2-0. Sitting dead red.
Well, 2-0 trying to walk off, win a game. I'm okay with.
Because you got a guy thrown out on the bases.
Yeah.
Because he's so good.
I'm not running there. I'm not even going to.
I don't think he was running.
No, I'm just saying.
No, you just got picked off.
There's no way I'm going to get picked off because I'm not going anywhere. I want to keep that hole open for a guy who's been pulling a lot of baseballs recently.
Actually, I got something I want to address here though. Sixers JT says, what do you guys think of Kapler benching Reese tonight? I didn't look at it as a benching. I looked at it as He's the only starter who hasn't had a game off since the season started. The reason for that is because he had been on base every game this season until last night. So he took his offer, and, now, okay, fine. You're not messing with a hitting streak or an on-base streak. Sit him down one night, let him get some, his legs back under him, get back at it, on the road Friday night.
Not a benching at all.
He did bat tonight, though.
Yeah.
He did appear as a pinch hitter.
Not a benching at all, just a night off.
Yeah,
remember, it's 162.
Yeah, and I think we all sat here early in the year, and we all knew that if anybody in the outfield was going to get a blow from time to time, it was going to be Reese.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, and it had nothing to do with him, just because playing the outfield is a different animal.
Yeah, he's just not a natural outfielder.
Physically, than playing first base for 162. And, if you got to move around and
there he is. Thon Maker.
Thon, yeah.
I asked and I shall receive.
Yeah, look at that.
But I think Kapler had set the precedence that, hey, everyone's going to sit one day a week at minimum. You know what I mean? So you're right. To both your points, I don't think it is a benching.
And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if with them going to Tampa over the weekend, it wouldn't surprise me if they sat him down tonight and he plays first base the entire series in Tampa on the AstroTurf, and they give Carlos Santana the opportunity to just DH for 3 days.
Yeah.
I could see that. Definitely.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't want a guy who's not a natural outfielder attempting to play outfield on AstroTurf,
especially in Tampa with that dome.
Yeah, with the dome.
And then you give Santana
I want Altair to look like an idiot out there, not Hoskins.
And then you give Santana the break on his legs too.
Right.
You know what I mean? You give him 3 days break on them legs.
And as
I should just manage his team.
And as Ryan Howard used to say,
also we go be bench. Well, look at us all. We're sitting on the bench right now.
As Ryan Howard used to say, it's tough to be a DH when you've never DH before.
Yeah.
Santana has.
And Santana has
there
coming from the AL. Because I remember Ryan used to say, as a player, you're used to that playing defense, coming in. When you're sitting the bench, everything builds up, gets heavy, gets tight.
Yeah, how do you stay into it?
How do you stay into it? How do you stay in the games? But, and that's where, some of the best pinch hitters are, revered. That's why Greg Dobbs in our 2008 run was so loved because the dude just kept his body ready to go. He'll never hit. He won't hit a shot in the playoffs.
Right. No, not now. Not now. He sure as hell won't.
He just blew his load against the Bucks.
And Mike Parker said the day off was scheduled from 3 weeks ago, crying emojis.
He's probably right. Sixers JT says, the one thing I do like about this Phillies team is that even when a player is benched, we've got guys who can come on and give us good production. And then Alex Ocasio says, 3 seed for the Sixers, man, easy peasy. We go into the ship. Don't at me.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, don't at him because then we're going to come at you.
Oh, should we screenshot that too? Screenshot this.
Screenshot.
I got your screenshots.
I love TT. Oh, shit, man. We'll screenshot it because, that's what we want. We want the screenshot. Mike Parker said legit, though, it was scheduled. Was it really
I
scheduled?
believe it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had a day off scheduled and maybe it just kept getting pushed back because he was hitting so well.
So it's easy to say now, scheduled day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
or maybe they just want you.
Coincidence, and he took his first O for last night, and it's scheduled for
it's
today.
Scheduled today. I wonder if they can say whatever he wants to sound smart. I thought the other night he sounded like a fucking robot when he was like,
"Hey, you profile well in this situation."
This player's profile was just fits well for that situation or whatever the hell he said. And I'm like, what is this? I've never heard a coach ever in all sports talk like that about their own player, in terms of that they're like a computer, like the player is a computer. We're looking at his profile, huh? You see the guy every day.
Remember when?
Tell me what he does. What part of the fucking profile? Not the profile. What specific things did you like, Gabe, about the profile?
Remember what you said to Greg and I that night that we had our A2D outing for Chrome's birthday about a guy playing baseball with a lipper?
Yeah, if you never played if you never put a lip on, you're not a baseball guy at least once.
You got to wonder if Gabe's ever done that.
No, well maybe because he's a spitter.
But he's pretty. He's pretty. He's
real pretty. Yeah, real pretty.
I don't know if he's doing a lipper.
But those pretty ball players, you play up all the accessories. and a lipper is one of those things where you're like, yo, I'm not a ball player if I don't have a lipper in.
Yeah.
So or at minimum, he had the can in his back pocket.
Yeah, the lock.
So when he slid, you knew the can was there.
Well, that and
his pants were tight as hell.
After the game, when he put his jeans back on, he had to have the can in the back pocket of the jeans so that it would leave the ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Fake canner. Fake lipper. All right, we're heading over to the YouTube side of things. We'll continue our Sixers talk, Phil's talk. We'll break a little.
Talk about everything.
Yeah, we'll talk about everything. Little flyers.
Heat are tied at 102 with 1:20 left, and Washington's down by 4.
Also, a lot of close ones.
If both teams lose, we'll get Milwaukee.
When you run
anyway.
on second base with,
so we're gonna know
who King up
in like 10,
we're gonna know
10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, we're gonna know who the Sixers have in the first round.
Sweet.
So stay tuned. Head over to YouTube, the site. That's where you can catch the rest of us. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2D Radio. The segment was brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. We'll be right back.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom Arnone, Big Mikey Smalls, Tom, Mike, AM, in the PM, only on A2DRadio.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, on a2dradio.com.
You're listening to Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, here on a2dradio.com.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. 215-369-3300. Or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Tom and Mike, AM in the PM, is brought to you by Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Mike from Tom and Mike AM in the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer, LLC, certified public accountants. 215-369-3300. Or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's www.gibsonmayer.com.
Sixers win. Flyers get their doors blown off. Phil's in a tie game. Tom.
Mike.
AM.
In the PM.
HDRadio.com. Right from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios. BMW of Atlantic City. Off exit 17 in the Parkway. Find them online. BMW of Atlantic City.com. Every Wednesday night, we're brought to you by our certified public accountant. Make them yours. Find them on the web. GibsonMayer.com. Tom Renone, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mwagvik, Dan McGuckin, Rob Hove on the ones and twos. We started to show off with Sixers on who we want to see in the first round. Who do you want to see in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs? Let us know. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Pacers, Bucks, Heat, Wizards. I know 2 of the games are about to get done here any minute, and we'll find out who went to
overtime.
He went to OT. Of course they did. Unbelievable. Just let us know. We're impatient. We're an impatient fan base. Nothing's going to change about that.
Heater up 6.
So what would that do? Make us play the Heat?
Yeah.
Here we go, family talk. We're finding out who we're sitting at the table with.
Wizards lost. They're down 10 with 30 seconds.
All right, so Heat it is.
Yeah, most likely the Heat. But there's minute 53 left. I don't know. Unless
that's what Heat's got to win and we play them?
Yeah.
Or Heat combined with a Washington loss, we play them?
The
Heat win with a Washington loss.
If the Heat win and Milwaukee lost, then they get the 6 seed, and obviously Milwaukee lost. So.
Yep.
Whatever. Heat it is, most likely.
Just look to your right. Look to your right and look back.
What?
Oh, man.
That's 10 years from now. 20 years from now.
That's after a bad
that's after a bad
That's a first round
bad
loss.
Day.
That's a first round exit. 10 years from now. 20 years from now, that's a first round exit.
Right.
Glasses break, flies across the room.
It's a bad day right there. a bad day for 40-year-old Dan McGuckin.
Future's bright, Danny. Live luck.
So do we dare give our Flyers predictions, or do we just kibosh that since they lost by a touchdown tonight?
No, still give them. When we're going to talk Phils as well here, and everything's on the table. Eagles, Phillies, Sixers, Flyers.
Well, here you go.
Something national you got to get off your chest. Whatever it is, let us know. Come on in, subscribe to the YouTube over here if you're over here right now. Hit the subscribe button so you get the alerts. You know when shows are going live, and you can join the fam. That's all my spiel is.
Where does Ben finish in the MVP voting?
Stop.
4th.
Because obviously he's Rookie of the Year. I mean, that's hands down.
I think he's top 5.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
I think right where he was in the photo the other day on the pages. Right around there. I'm not saying he's going to win it because he's not going to, but is he in the top 4? Yeah. When your team has the second best record in the East in all basketball since Christmas Day, that's huge. Okay, and for Stephen A to say, well, he doesn't even deserve to be Rookie of the Year because he's not even the team's first option. So that's all what defines a player now. Because hold on,
is Donovan Mitchell the team's first option?
I'll just wait because that's how we're going to define this player now. A guy that can do so much on the basketball court. We're going to define him because he's not the team's number 1 option in scoring. That it doesn't matter when he's really their number 1 option because who handles the basketball?
Ben.
Who starts the offense? Ben. So who would really be the first option, I guess?
Joel.
Yeah, still Joel, but you know what I'm saying.
But is it still the NBA sticking it to Hinkie by creating this narrative that Ben's not a rookie?
That's 100% what it is.
So he can't get any accolades?
100%.
So he can't get any accolades?
Well,
is that what it is? But that's
what happened last year.
Well, the greatest
that's what happened last year.
The greatest thing I saw all day today was if Ben Simmons can't be Rookie of the Year,
most improved player.
Yeah, he needs to be most improved player because he averaged 0-0-0 last year.
16-8 now.
We got accolade game.
But I mean,
this is the best game of all time.
Because here's the other thing too. It is 100% conceivable to have 2 Sixers in the top 10 MVP voting.
Oh, no question.
I can't.
So
many gates.
You could actually have them both in the top 5.
I feel like this recent streak kind of killed Embiid's.
I think so. But
to me, he was a top 4 MVP.
Yeah, I thought he should be an MVP candidate, and then now this is.
Yeah, and that just hurts it because he would have been part of the streak, and then he would be in that top 4.
Yeah,
and then it'd be 2 in the top 10, like we're talking about. Still 2 in the top 10.
Yeah,
still 2 in the top 10, in my opinion, because of the transformation of a basketball team and an entire culture. But yeah, it's funny, Hinkie. It's just. anything linked to Hinkie, the NBA refuses to give any type of credit to. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The guy's Will Ferrell in a freaking telephone booth in a glass case of emotion. You know what I mean? For a minute, because the NBA ran him out. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And it's freaking 2 years, 3 years later, and the guy still can't get love.
Well, this last night of the NBA season is kind of amazing to me. I mean,
T-Wolves and
Sixers absolutely annihilate Milwaukee, but Washington loses, Cleveland loses.
Purposely.
Yeah, I mean, you have to assume yes.
Yeah,
Denver and Minnesota are a 1-point game in overtime.
Oh,
that's for the 8th seed in the
get
West.
in.
Yeah, Toronto and Miami. Actually, Miami's now up 6 with like 20 seconds left in overtime.
All right, should we get Miami?
OKC and Memphis play no defense, and OKC wins 137 to
Paul
123.
George had 40.
Yeah.
Ross,
I mean,
what a joke.
Ross had 6 points.
New Orleans lays 122 on San Antonio because I'm guessing San Antonio didn't play anyone.
And they're already because
they're already
and not
in.
that they have anybody to play anyway.
Right.
They just win games. That's all.
By the way, when we posted that the other day that they made it for 21 seasons, was that the year that they got Duncan? The year they missed, was that the year they won the lottery and got Duncan?
Correct.
And then it was all over from
then. It was done.
Right.
Then it started.
But Hinkie.
But Hinkie, yep.
You know what I mean? But Hinkie. You know what I mean? Like, that's where, like, I love that.
That was a tank
San
before a tank.
Antonio. San Antonio got lucky, though, right? That was David
Good walk.
Robinson's injury year. You know what I mean?
That's like absolute luck. Like, you have a reason to suck.
That was an 0-2 walk.
That was a one-year aberration with the Spurs.
Yeah.
David Robinson gets hurt. They suck. They get the number 1. Oh, how you doing, Twin Towers, for the rest of our lives?
Knowing what you're getting.
Pittsburgh lucks out, gets Crosby. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, lucks out, gets Malkin.
Right.
You know, in the drafts.
Yeah.
You know,
And then
Cleveland lucks out, gets LeBron.
And then we finally just did.
And then we finally lucked out, got the number 3 pick, and got Joe.
Yep.
Yeah.
And lucked out and got the 1.
And then we
got
got
Ben.
1.
You know, lucked out and got the 1 and got Ben, and that just solidified.
And thanks to Hinkie, we had the assets to go get Fultz.
Yep. And that the gift that keeps on fucking giving, Danny, is Sam Hinkie. The gift I'll never stop giving to you. Give it to us, all of us.
We're gonna build a statue right out here of the studio.
Yep.
Let's do it.
I'm down. But no, I love Sam, and I love the just the thought process, understanding.
I remember.
See, I like that. Hold on, real
Then he
quick.
tried to beat the shift.
I like that he went the other way on that and tried to beat the shift. In worst case, knowing that if I hit it over there, I'm going to get that runner over the second.
Yeah, I don't even know if it was necessarily a beat the shit, but just I know I can handle this high fastball to the other side.
Let's go, Nick. Come on,
and let's go.
Come on, Nicky. Come on, Nicky. Another night, baby. Shove computer talk up fucking asses. Let's go. Come on. I love to shove it up. They walked up. Oh, must have been in their book. They knew it in their book. So whose book's smarter? Who book knows more? Who's analytical book? Whose analytical tree's smarter?
Actually, I don't think you analyze anything.
No,
runner, first base open, you just walk the guy.
Yeah.
Doesn't
also,
matter if he's batting 050, you just walk him.
And he also took Quackenbush 500 last the other night.
587 feet.
Yeah.
Ball's still going.
Come on, Jorge.
You're walking him for a knuckle, though. You're walking him for a knuckle. Come on, baby. Come on, Jorge. I would love to start going, Jorge.
Hip, hip.
Hooray.
Hey,
Jorge.
you know, this guy, batting average is a little low, but he's been coming around lately, too.
I thought
He's been putting the ball in play a lot
I thought he
more.
should have got that start Sunday, and I said it on the show. I understand it's a day game after a night game. I understand all that, but a kid's also 24, and it's early on in the year. Just because of the at-bats he had the night before. He hit a ball oppo or middle away that's still going. Win it. Oh, what a play. What a play. Wow.
You know why he didn't, though. Because it's Arrieta. And he wants the better defensive catcher back there.
Which is debatable, really. Which is becoming debatable because Knapp's not as good defense. You know,
well, here's the problem with this. If you could take the best of Knapp and the best of Alfaro, you'd have the perfect catcher. Jorge has an absolute cannon for an arm, but he's real shaky receiving the ball.
Yeah.
Knapp is the complete opposite. He's way better receiving the ball. The arm isn't anywhere near as good.
No, and he hasn't done bad receiving the ball. It's not like where you watch him and you're like, man, he's that much better. Because that's the point. He's not that much better defensively.
Oh, he's not smooth though.
Where it's like, man, so all Jorge has to do is just get solid to be able to play over him every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I'm saying. It's not like it's one thing if Nap's like that right now is that good, and he's young too. But it's not like he's that great defensively where it's like the margin where you're like, okay, this guy started because he's just that good defensively. He's just starting because he's just better, receiving than the other guy right now.
Yeah.
And the bat's not nearly as good.
And when you have a veteran like that, you're gonna give him that nod.
The polished guy. Yeah. Especially his first start. No, I get it. I just looked at it from the mental side for a guy who was swinging the bat. Had a good night swing in the bat, and it's like, okay, he's locked in.
I think what you're probably going to see is you're probably going to see Knapp start most of the time that Arrieta's on the hill, and then maybe get one other start over the course of a week. So you're looking at like a 5-2 split or a 4-2 split, which for your catching is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Which almost brings to the effect then. Would you rather have Knapp or Cameron Rupp? And I'm not trying to crown Cameron Rupp, but if you're looking for that defensive-minded, that solid catcher for your veterans, would you rather have a Knapp or a Rupp?
It's Rupp. Now, you got to keep Knapp because he's younger.
Agreed.
But all things being equal, it's Rupp.
The reason that I keep Knapp is, A, he's a switch hitter. B, he can also play first base. C, he can also play a little bit of outfield. He gives you way more versatility than Cameron Rupp.
Agreed.
And Cameron Rupp, I mean, I got nothing against the guy, but he just gets into these stretches where he's either hitting the ball out of the ballpark or he's striking out.
No, there's no question. And that's why he was let go.
Yeah,
but me, it's not because of the at-bat. It's more so is he's that much better behind the plate. Now, can Knapp get there? Yeah, he's younger.
Right.
But Cameron turned himself into a really good defensive catcher. Mm-hmm. He did. So, but the age is the reason for the decision. It's fine. But knowing people who have met him, and my neighbor told me a story when he met him at the Marriott in Washington a few years back, and they were in like a closed like it was a small restaurant. And they were talking to some Phillies guys, and they're like, "You guys see Cameron over there?" And he's like, "Yeah, we didn't want to bother him. He's eating." And he was over there shoveling food in his mouth, be like, "Get over here, come and say hello." And made him like sit down with them and talk to him, and it was just like, that's a guy you like. Yeah. And he's like this Southern guy, and he's drinking a beer, and he's
good old Texas boy.
Yeah, and this is like a guy you gotta like, and that made me like. And I just heard this on Easter, so it's not something I knew. And I'm like, man, that makes me want him back. Like, go get him. Where's he at again?
You know what my problem with him is?
Maybe he can come back with Cole.
In
August.
No, you know what my problem is? My problem with Cameron Rupp is he's a flip. He's a flip because he's born and raised in Texas, and he would talk shit to Eagles fans about the Dallas Cowboys for years while he was here. Then all of a sudden, the Eagles got good. Flip.
Go Birds.
Flip. Go Birds.
Started wearing his Eagles jersey.
Yeah. You go back to where you came from.
A TTP balling. What's up, fam? Let me get over here. They're all talking amongst each other.
It's talk amongst yourselves.
Mike Parker, accolade gate.
All right, well, speaking of accolades, I got one more.
Okay, go ahead.
Where's Brett finish?
Third.
Coach of the year.
Yes. Get some to all the fucking idiots out there that wanted to fire him.
It's either going to be him.
It's not you.
It's going to be him or the dude in Utah, but I hope it's Brett.
Oh, we got Utah Gate.
Utah was 20 and 29, and they
finished. But here's the problem.
They finished 49 and 30.
It's Jazz Gate.
But this is why Brett doesn't get any love, because it's the same twist on what Greg was talking about, where they're going to say, "Oh well, you've got Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Dario Saric, You should be this good. Why are we going to make you coach of the year? You should be this good." Right. And they're going to take all the same shit and throw it at him, but then not give those same players the credit they deserve.
Yeah, my point is hard, and we always talked about this, guys, that, flipping the switch from being bad and not winning games to all of a sudden winning games. And if you look at the team from the beginning of the year, this is what, these writers have to take into consideration. You look at this team at the beginning of the year, and the sloppy play,
they're blowing 30-point
the
leads.
Turnovers, right? All the issues. Okay,
18 turnovers a game. Like now we're barely averaging 14.
Yeah, the young stuff. And for a coach to be able to, control these guys, get them to play to their roles and their strengths, and to be able to run off a 10-gamer, and now a 16-gamer, all right, which is a 26-game really runoff, essentially, and the second-best team since Christmas Day in the all basketball with this young of a roster, to me, that's coach. If that's not coach of the year, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. You know, and whoever the reporter was last night, and we have it on the HUD page, whoever the reporter was last night that asked asked Ben Simmons the question, would you rather win Rookie of the Year or go to the Eastern Conference Finals?
What the fuck?
Whoever that reporter is should be fired. I don't know if that's Pompey or not. I got to rewatch it again.
No, Pompey's an idiot.
If it's Pompey, he should fire his fucking self.
Well, that's not going to happen because.
Well, I'll go fire him. I'll go drag him out of somewhere.
Because he should have been fired 75 years ago.
I know that. Somebody go drag him out. Go drag him the hell out of there.
After they lost to Portland, I think they had like a 15-point lead late third or whatever. They were 15-19. They finished 37-11. I remember they said they had a meeting after that game.
And 37-11 cents.
Right.
Listen, it's young. It's youth.
But that's crazy. This is the second youngest roster in the NBA, and they went 37-11 down the stretch.
Yep.
That's fucking insane.
Mike, to your point, though.
From 11-37, what people would have thought the stretch would have been. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, if you would ask a lot of the haters of the tank, haters of the process, they would have more told you
that equivalates to a 70-win team.
That 11-37 would have been more realistic than 37-11.
Right.
Now, if you would ask this couch, we would have been more on the side of the 37-11. If you asked if we were going one side or the other,
this is crazy.
We would have all said we could have seen more 37-11 than 11-37. I think we all would have agreed on that. But the narrative, the hate narrative, would have went the other way. You know that.
Yeah.
That's to show you how great of a run this is.
It just blows my mind that before the season I said 46-36, you know, like maybe 6-7 seed, and I thought maybe that's pushing it. They ended up winning 52 games, like. And I remember there's a few guys in that group saying, "Oh, this team can win 50 games." I laughed at them, and now like they won 52. Like it's just unreal.
Yeah, I mean, I was 40.
I said 46, and I thought I was.
I think I was at 46 as well.
I said 46-36.
Close.
I wanted to be 10 games over.
I feel like I said 50.
You were close.
I think if Joel played like 68, at least 68 games, they could win 50. It was some kind of number like that, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it some kind of like?
I'm pretty sure that I had him. I want to say 48, and I remember it was we had Galetta and Brian Attard in here, and Galetta said that we were out of our minds for going any higher than like 42, 45.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually
we're out of our minds.
I actually feel like I'm not going to pat myself on the back because it was very obvious.
But pat away.
But I will, because I was the one who sat here and said if they can tread water until Christmas, that their schedule got real easy.
Well, it
from
didn't
Christmas
get easy. It didn't get easy until March. Even February and January were still hard. Well, February started getting a little soft, but January we had the second hardest schedule in January too. So it was after January it didn't get until it got soft.
Yeah, but they were brutal in November.
Yeah.
November, December.
They started 13-9, and then they were 15. Yeah,
You're right.
They did 2-10 stretch, and they still won 52 games.
And you know, it didn't change. Nobody's expectations changed. Like mine didn't through that stretch. I didn't change my expectations on this basketball team. I still thought they were going to be fine. That it was just early on in the year, and you're going to go through stuff early on in the year when you're young and you're babies. So whatever. I don't know what I said. I think I might have said 50, but it had to be Joel with a stipulation of
crazy too.
X amount. And shit, I could have been wrong on that. He didn't even need a stipulation. You know what I mean? They could have maybe won 50 with him playing less games. The way Ben turned himself into an all-around player.
Now, I was just saying, because in December, when we went 2-10, we missed Redick like 2 games, I think. We missed Embiid. He sat out like 3 straight. So it's just crazy. Like, they won 52, but they probably could have won 55 or something, got the 2 seed.
No, you're right.
Well,
you're right.
I'm pretty sure that's their pitcher batting. We're now into that point in the game where pitchers are going to have to bat and
put Floorbon on the mound again
and get a couple of
he's leading off.
Couple of extra innings.
And hopefully not for us since we have the off day tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Mike? And the fact that, we've had starters go deeper over the last two nights, too, which helps your long guys, keeping your long guys be able to come in. Not that they're any good.
Jake Thompson, actually.
But, Mike, it's funny you bring that narrative that –
Pootie Tank just said, sorry, we faced the Bucks.
Okay.
No,
So,
we faced the Heat.
That's what he said. I don't know.
No, we faced the Heat.
What happened? Did he blow a
Play
game?
the Heat. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Oh, he said he. Okay, he changed it. That's what I looked at Joe. I said, what what happened?
You think I'm lying to you?
No, I just said, what the fuck happened? They blow a 6-point lead with 30 seconds left? Was Reggie Miller check-in? Like, what happened? I was so confused. Got nervous, Dan.
But I love how, like, the
Everything
front
changed.
runners of the Coach of the Year are Dwayne Casey and Mike D'Antonio because obviously their rosters weren't loaded as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But and what's funny is if you would have asked me this question 2 weeks ago, before the 16-gamer, I probably would have said top 5, just because I know how the NBA works. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And although I think he is coach of the year, I just know how the NBA works, and yeah, he's going to be top 5. But after this stretch, and after, like you said, you had a 10-gamer and a 16-gamer, and a 16-gamer to end the year without your pup.
Yeah, to get the 3 seed over.
We got
the King.
the first 7 with him.
The 3 seed over the King.
You know what I mean? Would you finish 10 games without him? You went 10-0 without him to end the year.
I think 8-0.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me give this real quick.
I mean, if that's not coach of the year,
I don't know what is. Pootie Tank's like, I gave the rookie of the year to Mitchell. He said the TTP. This is what he says. He goes, Ben don't take snubs well. Look at him since the All-Star game, and he's right. You don't take snubs well. Snub him.
I would love that. Honestly, yeah. Having him have a chip on his shoulder in the playoffs, that'd be.
Mike Parker says Jorge and Nat blocking and being a switch hitter, and you have an All-Star if you combine them. Talking about combine them. David Ross says my Angels are up 5-1. They'll be 9-3 record.
They're great this year.
They look good, and when you have the best player in baseball, and you added a guy who's a fucking freak, you know that's fun.
2-0 and has like 4 home runs.
Can I pre-order 5? Handle with care, please. Like, just please. Like, I just want 5 of them. I don't even need this guy's like.
This is interesting. I just happened to hit Twitter real quick, and multiple people have retweeted a tweet from Howard Eskin back on November 1st. So this is.
Oh wait, hold on. Before you say it, I don't know what it is, but
by the way, it's the greatest day in the
before
world.
the year, he said we'd win 50 games, and people called him crazy. And he usually does. He's usually an idiot, but he was right about that. He said the Sixers would win 50 games.
By the way, that's the greatest day in the world.
Let's go.
Throw it out there.
Let's go. That's huge. That's huge.
Is that a double?
Ball in the hole. Yeah, he had to go to his left, fielded it, and overthrew the first baseman.
Okay. So it's interesting because it's not as complimentary as we think. Now, remember, this is November 1st, so their record at the time was what?
Like
0-3,
I think.
They didn't get off to a real good start.
Scootered it.
He says
1-4. I think.
Says now that we know the Sixers have not picked up the contract option on Jahlil Okafor, let's look back at this Ponzi scheme called Trust the Process. Of the 5 first-round picks, Nerlens Noel gone, Michael Carter-Williams gone, could have had the Greek Freak, and Okafor.
All right, no one knew that. Like, people act like they thought.
Okafor will be gone, could have had Porzingis. Mr. Eskin, all I'm going to say is hindsight is 20/20.
Porzingis stinks.
He does stink.
Get Porzingis out of my face.
I still take Jahlil over Kristaps.
Oh, no
right
question.
Now.
Yep.
Why?
And D'Angelo Russell.
Well, D'Angelo Russell's
here's
garbage.
number one.
No, I'm just saying the guys
You
that
don't
were
get
there.
Ben
They're
Simmons if you have
the
Kristaps.
two options.
I agree with that, but
no, they're the two options.
All right,
and
but you don't
D'Angelo
know that,
Russell.
though.
And D'Angelo Russell.
I still take Jahlil.
I would have Russell bad, but now looking back, like he's
Jahlil.
really immature and shit.
I still take him. Because at that point, you're right. I don't know that gets me Ben Simmons, but at that point, I don't know that Joel is what he is.
Essentially, at the time, Jahlil was the best. That was the best pick. The guy just came off a national championship.
Yeah.
Great
That's
bond.
a great
Great
bond.
bond.
Great bond. Was that JP?
Yep.
Had a boy.
So, knowing what you know now.
That's what you do in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Knowing what you know now.
And then pick
Because-
him up.
Because
Pick him up.
back.
Wait,
I mean, because what you guys are saying about, it was the right pick and whatever. But knowing what you know now, would you go differently?
What? For what?
No, I wouldn't change
No,
one.
I still
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't change one part of it. I wouldn't change the win list for Wiggins because it got us Joel.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change the thought of
No,
the whole way. I look back on it and it was painful and it was agonizing and everything that went into like losing and all this shit and talking about.
We were talking about 4 outfielders earlier. They're going to go 6 infielders.
Bring Billy Hamilton in.
And talking about everything that went on in the losing and how bad it was to watch at times and this whole thing that led us to now, I wouldn't change one bit of it.
If we got what we wanted at the time, it would have been Russell, Wiggins, Noel.
Well, who wanted all that? I didn't want Russell.
No, all right. People were saying, everyone wanted Russell.
I didn't want Russell.
All right,
Anyone would have.
Not on this couch.
Majority of the Sixers fans wanted Russell. I'm putting that out there.
You said NBA
It's
fans
true.
were stupid, Dan. So you just answered your own question.
I'm just saying, majority of Sixers fans.
No, the ones that are stupid wanted Russell.
Everyone was saying winless for Wiggins, or they wanted Parker. So like, it's just wild that everything fell into place the way it did because
And
Because
we got it our way. If we got it our way, we wouldn't even be in the playoffs.
And the NBA tried fucking us, and he still got
Hinkie had a clue.
Yep.
Right.
He's just smarter than everybody. I mean, it's like I said in the video. It's just he's smarter than everybody.
All right, so
and he had the foresight to
They just walked Cesar Hernandez to set up the double play.
against the King.
To get to King with one out.
Oh, man.
I'm going suicide squeeze for the win.
Do you go for the win?
With
I'm
the
going
King?
with the King.
Who's on third? Florimon?
Kid who
Yeah,
can
I'll do
handle
it.
the bat with a good runner at third.
I do it.
I'm going squeeze for the win.
But I can't do it.
With 5 infielders all in.
All in. I don't know if I can do it. You gotta. He better be a great bunter.
Although,
I don't know.
Although
If he's
the
a great
third
bunter.
baseman's off the bag, so holy smokes.
Actually, first baseman's off too.
Can you imagine if he does it?
Drive a baseball.
Or
That's
just
the only reason I
third?
don't do it.
Either that or you double steal for the win. They should just let the runner have second.
They should.
They should.
But then they walk Kingery, and then you just move on in the order.
Yeah.
Listen, I just square ball up hard for me, Scotty, right here.
Well, he had a bad at bat. Not a bad at bat, but he looked like a rookie in his last at bat against a veteran reliever.
Yeah.
Which they're gonna do that.
They're going to
to
do
him.
that, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Last night he iced it with a granny. Tonight, win it. Win it. All you got to do is get it through
What
there.
a series. First
Now you want launch angle because now you want a fly ball. Now we're launch angle. This guy.
This dude can't even.
It's amazing how the narrative changes.
Yeah, right. But that's situational hitting too.
No, you're right.
Not
You're
every
right.
time you get 6 guys come in the infield and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, hit one over our heads." Okay,
But-
sure.
Yeah.
But that's why everything's low in the zone right now because he's trying to
Here's
get
the
everything low.
amazing thing about all this process talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where would we be though? Is if we got John Wall instead of Evan Turner?
Not here.
Where would we be?
Not
if,
here.
If we got Carl Anthony Towns instead of Jaleel Okafor?
Not here. But I mean, that wouldn't be bad.
I'd have taken me some
But I'm
Carl
saying-
Anthony Towns.
But-
I'll take Wall. I would take Wall and Towns. That would have been fun.
No, you're absolutely right. But I'm saying,
That would've been fun, too.
that's how funny the ping pong balls dropped at that point. And I think that's where the NBA got so nervous with this process is because the ping pong balls, NBA, didn't didn't reward the Sixers with a John Wall, with a Carl Anthony Towns, with a would Hinkie really have taken Joel number 1?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all this
Green
is
light,
all
green
this
light.
is
If Joel
elevated.
was healthy, the Cavs would have taken him.
Yes, by the way.
All this is
I am.
elevated because
I absolutely am.
Yeah, why not? Why not? King's been swinging a hot bat. Go for it.
So all this has been elevated by
They didn't get the number 1 pick.
right.
And want any one of those chances. You saw what they did when they got the number 1 pick. They hit it
Yeah.
with Ben. And now look at this process.
Yeah, and that's how the
It was
process
funny how
goes,
right
though.
after Hinkie was fired, they finally got the number 1 pick. I think they did it
That's
just
the NBA.
yeah.
And that's why the guy up top is Colangelo.
Yeah.
And he's run by the
You
NBA.
guys
Whatever.
doing
If
the-
that's what it took to get Ben Simmons, I don't care.
No, I don't care either at this point. But it took a guy who's been around the NBA for 40 years that they put it's like a family. It's like an NBA family name. Win, baby.
Sacrifice fly.
Win,
Well done,
baby.
well done, well done,
Win,
King.
baby.
Well done,
Let's
Kingy.
go. That's a sweep, boys. That's a sweep. A sweep,
Yo,
bitch.
5 or 6 at home.
Yup, 5 or 6 at home. That's a sweep.
Did you notice though that he took the 3-0 pitch and
Wow.
waited for one to get up in the
That
zone?
was
so
like
he
Nicky
could,
the other day.
so he
Yep.
could drive it a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Nicky had the green light, and even Cap said, he goes, I knew when he took the 3-0 pitch
He was
that
seeing
he
the
was
ball
geared
well.
up for something to drive.
Yeah.
Now, he obviously didn't realize he was going to drive out of the ballpark, but he was like, he was gearing up to drive something.
He did say something smart with that. He said that he could tell by the way he took that pitch, and this is the eyes. Thank you, but that he was willing to give that green light. He said the way I saw him take take some of them pitches, we knew he was seeing the ball well, and then we were okay with giving him a green light in that spot, and that's where you start to see some eyes come into play, and it makes you happy. Makes you happy, but we knew these kids could play. Like, I mean, listen, I know it's Cincinnati, I know it's in Miami, but I don't give a rat's
That's what
fucking
you have
ass
to do.
because this is a young baseball team. This isn't a veteran team, like where you're like, oh, well, you should. This is a young team where you're trying to find yourself, and wins are wins. And wins going into the locker room after wins are good for an environment and for a young coach and
Take 2 out of 3
and a young
against Tampa.
baseball team. Go down now on the road,
And then you're 8-6.
and you're playing, and you're there. You're feeling good, and then
Because
I think you have a couple cup.
You got
Afterwards too.
You got Tampa and Atlanta on the road.
Yeah.
Then after that you have a 7-game homestand. So if you could take Atlanta and Tampa, you come back home 10-7, I think, and you have a 7-game homestand. You know what?
and let's be real.
Win series. That's what it's about. It's about winning
let's be
series.
real here. Outside of the NOLA decision, if everything else worked out, we wouldn't be having this discussion.
He'd be 7-4.
But I'm saying outside the Nola decision, which, yes, was very, very outside the box. But all these other decisions that he's made haven't been that egregious to the point where, all right, if they work out, we're not killing the guy for.
Well, you don't have a guy up in your pen.
Okay, I'm sorry. That one too.
Perception.
I'll give you that one.
Some of the.
But I'm saying if they work, we're not killing them for them. It's just the fact that we're killing them is because they haven't worked out yet.
Well, I think.
And if you take two guys out of your bullpen in Hunter and Nishak, who you expected to have very big roles,
listen,
now you're throwing these other guys who were supposed to have roles, but not as big of roles.
But that's where he was wrong, Greg, because he planned
spot.
that out, and he planned that out with not having both of them. You know what I'm saying? He planned it out that going to the bullpen crazy in the first series out, knowing that he didn't have either one of them.
And maybe that's where it's like,
I draw a line.
Let me get these guys work early so that when I have to pull them in a week and 2 weeks, they're already used to it, as opposed to the opposite. Again, I'm going to give you the Nola and the bullpen.
But here's the thing.
That is egregious.
Yes. I can absolutely see where you're going with that, and I don't have a problem with your theory. But then I come back to Tom's point, being the eye test and what you know about being a major league manager, where if you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm going to get Nola through 6 on opening day, and then I'm going to go this guy, this guy, this guy, because I want them to be ready 2 weeks down the road. But then Nola gets through 6, and he's only at 68 pitches. Well, I have to change my plan on the fly.
Completely agree.
And there was no flexibility there whatsoever.
And that's where I'm like, all right, I'll give you a couple.
And that's the problem. Obviously, Tom said, go into a relief pitcher who hadn't warmed up. You should never, and honestly, you should never be throwing a position player on the mound in Game 3. 3 games into your season and you're putting a position player on the mound, you fuck something up somewhere.
But at the same time, the pitchers also didn't get out before that either.
And that's fine.
You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'm going with this.
I get it, but there's still a lot of butt-hurtedness in this town over pitchers or over position players on the mound.
But like Sunday, that game against the Marlins Sunday.
Right.
That's not on Gabe.
No, absolutely not.
I mean,
Adam Morgan didn't execute his pitches.
And if he did, then that's a hell of an at-bat from that guy.
And it really wasn't that bad of a pitch.
No, because that changeup was down and outside. So, all right, you got the barrel on it. Cool, tip the cap. But, yeah, Luis Garcia hits the guy and then walks the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're putting that guy in there because you think he's going to do a job, and so far this year he hasn't been that bad to where you think it's going to happen. So
I had early lineup issues with him. So, I mean, it wasn't like –
the Adubel thing pissed me off. Then taking out Hoskins out of the game.
The Adubel early on
took out
aggravated me. Just, certain little lineup things. The Nick Williams, not playing at all, aggravated me.
I get it.
So there's just more than that. But I'm not, listen, we could be hard on him, yelling, screaming at him and all that. But, it doesn't mean that he can't get it right. It doesn't mean that he can't, get better. It doesn't mean he can't get better,
too. That's what I was getting at is he's been better.
Doesn't mean he can't. Doesn't mean he won't. Go back some crazy shit.
Which proves he's
either.
not like Chip. He's not stubborn. He's not going to – so at least he's changing a little bit.
Well, I mean
Chip never changed.
Yeah, no, you're right. I just think if the situations were different. What's this?
Just look at it.
Oh my God, it is his dad.
Shout out to Brian Leone for sending me a picture of Charles Barkley and Markelle Fultz where they look like father and son.
Yeah.
That's a riot.
You just think if certain things happen differently, it's like, like the shift. If Votto pulls the ball into the shift and it works, and it's like, oh, great, good shift. But because Votto's a professional hitter. And
but I'll still be hard on certain things.
That's fine. But, if things happen differently, then
it doesn't. To me, with that there's certain things it doesn't matter if it happens differently. I just have my feel about it. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you keep saying it's fucking fine. It's been done for centuries of baseball.
Did Caesar go double deck too?
Yeah.
No, he didn't go double deck. He went yard. He didn't go double deck.
Looked like you did. But hey,
anyway.
Whatever.
Or he hit it off this thing.
Yeah.
But I want to just toss something at you guys real quick. Just thinking big picture here.
Markel's getting yoked.
I could say the names Carson Wentz, Corey Clement, Alshon Jeffrey.
You're making me excited.
Sidney Jones, Jalen Mills, to a certain extent Jordan Hicks, Derek Barnett, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz, Dario Saric, just rattle off 3/4 of the Sixers roster, okay? Shane Gostisbehere, Travis Konechny, Ivan Provorov, Nolan Patrick, Scott Kingery, Reese Hoskins, Jorge Alfaro, Nick Williams. You know,
the future.
The list goes on with the Phillies as well.
The whole Phillies lineup.
Is there another city that you could think of where people claim to be 4 for 4 that is rolling that much talent on that much young talent?
You know what's crazy?
On all 4 squads at the same time.
I remember I was listening
Young
to
talent, no.
No. I only throw LA out there because they have 75 teams.
Right.
So you can find 4 of them.
Right.
One of them is.
Yeah.
But no, to your point, absolutely not.
No. Nope.
I was listening to. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Mike Missinelli. One of his shows back in like.
If I knew he was going to bring up a miss,
2013 or 14, he said by 2020 all 4 teams will be contending, and like here we are. It's only 2018, and like we're ahead of schedule. It's weird how like you can see it from that many years ago. You just saw like we were turning a corner.
We were targeting 2018. Phil's competing. I think we were all targeting on this couch, sort of when that turnaround was going to come.
Well, we said 2018 competitive. 2019 we expected it to be in contention.
Yeah.
Because we knew that the money was coming after we knew the money.
Oh my God, that did
Caesar
go
did
something.
go
did,
second
okay.
Damn, that
So,
was farther
so
than
they both went. They both went second deck.
Hitting weather.
It is hit weather. But
Yeah, it's like.
But I also
it's
think,
say it's 48 degrees. It's hitting weather.
I also think though, there aren't many other cities that are a true 4 for 4.
No, it's tough.
Like think Houston for example. They could probably rival us in
Boston.
3.
Boston.
They don't have a hockey.
But they
team.
don't have a hockey team.
Right, Boston.
Boston does. New York does.
Well, but New York's
Boston does.
New York's got 2 hockey teams though, 2 baseball
So
teams.
New York's the other one. They could be
Chicago
like
has 2 baseball teams.
they could be like the L.A. Just like I could pick and choose a 4.
Detroit.
Detroit's 4 for 4, but they definitely can't compete.
No,
with
I'm just
Yeah.
naming 4.
Phoenix.
Minnesota.
Right.
Yeah.
Arizona fans are.
I was trying to think. Like I think Houston 3 out of 3 can rival. I'm not saying they're better, but can rival. When you think of, they're not necessarily young, but they're locked up with Harden and Paul.
Right.
And then, obviously Cray, Altuve, Springer, Cole.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously know the Astros.
Can you host somebody too tonight?
You've got Denver.
And then,
Can you host somebody?
And then the Texans with Deshaun coming back and JJ coming back. They add to that playoff team that.
Yep.
Also has a hell of a head coach that they're still a playoff team.
Here's an interesting one though. San Francisco. Would you consider the Sharks and the Warriors as
San Francisco is
as San Francisco?
I'll consider Bay Area.
You have to.
Bay Area.
I mean Bay Area.
Yeah.
Because the 49ers are now in Santa Clara. The Sharks are obviously San Jose. The Giants are right downtown. I mean, they're on the water.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess the
A's are across the street.
The Warriors. Well, I guess the Warriors' new building, I think, is actually going to be in San Francisco.
Well,
so
I was watching Ohtani's first start. It was in Oakland. Oakland and Golden State share a parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oracle's right
to
next
park it at an A's game is free, but obviously to park it at
that ain't free. Yeah.
at a Warriors game is not free.
That's free.
That's funny.
So they were talking about on the broadcast because I was watching the A's broadcast. They were saying what time the switchover was going to happen to when they come in and they have to actually start charging.
Yeah.
And so that's why.
I want to ask you guys a question because King just threw. We just saw King the highway of him throwing somebody out. Ricky Bo said the other night that you can't master one spot when you play everywhere. But does he have to master one spot when he just hits and you can play everywhere? Does it really matter when you're just an athlete? Does it matter? Does it matter at a young age where you think that? What I'm saying to you, does it bother you that he doesn't play a single position night in, night out? It doesn't me.
It's
not
weird,
at all.
but I don't care.
I don't care.
It's different, but I don't care. Yeah.
Ultimately, no. But I know from like a routine standpoint, a player standpoint, it's different in the sense that he doesn't know if he's playing every day. He knows he's playing every day. So it's not like he's coming in the locker room.
Yes, where am I playing?
Shit, I'm not playing.
What glove do I need?
More or less is now, what glove do I need?
Yep.
As opposed to like Nick Williams there in a year. All right, I'm not playing today.
Well,
to where you don't know.
But the example I would point to is you look at Ben Zobrist. When Ben Zobrist was just a second baseman, he was all right. When Ben Zobrist started moving all over the field.
Huge key guy.
And yeah, he did. He took his game to a different level.
He won rings.
And he became a key guy, and he won rings.
And he won rings, yeah. And
I
just won.
I actually think having him in the lineup 5 out of 7 days, but at different positions, made him more valuable, and it made him pick up his game. And I actually could very well see the same thing happen with Kingery.
Yeah, I mean, I think from a routine standpoint, you would like to find him a home.
Yeah.
But at this point right now, where is it?
Right.
I mean, are you going to give up on JP right away?
Hell no.
I'm not.
No.
You know what I mean?
Hell no.
I'm not, and no one truly is.
No.
So it's not like you're like, all right, Scott.
They're the same people who gave up on Swanson.
The people that are saying that JP Crawford should be sent down already need to get a clue.
Oh, my God,
hey, I don't necessarily disagree. Just because you brought up the name, Dansby Swanson.
Yeah, but he took him a while to get sent down.
But he was up and down last year. But at the same time, this is about where he was in his career because age-wise. Dansby spent 3 years at Georgia.
Right.
Or 3 years in college. I think it was Georgia.
Yeah.
You know, so that's big boy baseball.
Right.
Just as JP out of high school was working his way up through the minors, so they were kind of on parallels. So now I do agree it is too early. I don't really.
You got to give him at least a month of April.
Yeah, I don't really jump down if someone wants to send him down just to like work some things out. But it is early. But I think Dansby was up and down last year, and now he's proven this year that he is
we put the weight
what
on.
he was.
And
that's big of it, yeah.
And I'm in no rush to send this kid down. I don't send him down, period.
Yeah.
Right. To be honest with you, I don't do things like the Atlanta Braves do, okay?
That would just look bad anyway because you traded Galvis and now, like.
Yeah, you don't send him down. No matter what happens, he doesn't get sent down.
Yeah.
You know, because we always talk about, you know, it's not going to send him, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what do they win this year?
I just don't send him down.
What are they winning this year? You know,
well, there you go.
You know, if you find that, you know, suddenly you get hot and you're on pace to win 95 games, and this kid is the weakest link in your lineup, yeah, then maybe you consider it. But if you're on pace to win 80, 85, you bat him 9th or 8th, whatever, because Gabe loves to hit the pitcher 8th, whatever. But no, you don't take him out of your lineup.
No. To me,
and you know what? He could bat 176 for the year and still win a Gold Glove. It's entirely possible.
Oh yeah, I think he's going to hit over. I think he'll hit as it goes on.
This is like last year in AAA. He was batting like 0.81 in the first month.
He was also injured.
Well, but still, maybe he's just the guy that doesn't start seasons.
No, and you're right though. He historically all through the minors, he's never started hot. He just doesn't. He gets off to slow starts. Last year, that slow start got prolonged. People were killing him, and then we found out that he had basically like a torn quad that he was trying to play through. He went on the DL. He was out like 3 weeks. He came back and was ripping the cover off the ball.
Right. Yeah, he can hit. I mean, he can. Not a great hitter, but he can hit. I mean, he hit enough. He sees enough pitches. He does good on base percentage. So he can do stuff. He's not going to kill you down at the bottom of your lineup. And showed tonight, he can hit a ball out of the ballpark too. So, win-win. Boys, what else you got before we sign off tonight?
Well, I know we wanted to talk a little Flyers. Do they have any shot? I know, Mike. You put in what are our projections?
I was going to go Flyers in 7.
I mean, that's what I think we sat here on the couch and said Sunday. Just
what I was envisioning was a situation where Elliott comes back from the injury. He played a couple games to knock the rust off. If he gets hot, I mean, and we've talked about this, how many times. Hockey's the one sport where you get one guy gets hot, being your goaltender, you could ride him for a couple series. I personally don't think there is that much of a gap.
Jake versus Archer.
Sorry, I didn't
No,
mean
it's
to cut
all
you
right.
off.
I see it.
Jake versus Archer on Saturday.
That's tough.
Hello.
I hope that's not at the same time as the Sixers game is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, you're right on that.
Yeah. Well, it's 6 o'clock on Saturday.
All right.
Maybe the Sixers play 3.
So, but the
But you're right.
No, but I mean, I don't.
Ellie gets hot.
Yeah, and I don't think there's as big of a gap between the Penguins and the Flyers as some other people do. Clearly, the Penguins have a lot of talent. I'm not taking shots at them at all. I'm not going to sit here and say Schittsburg and the Penguins suck and whatever. Because they don't. I mean, you could say it, and that's fine. I just don't think there's as big a gap between those two teams as a lot of other people
They're
think.
just proving it we're not.
Yeah, exactly. And I happen to think the fact that there's not a shootout in the playoffs works in the Flyers' favor. You just play until there's a winner. I thought that this was a series that for the Flyers to get motivated to play that cross-state rival, they had a shot. And if they're gonna win it, it's gonna go 7.
Well, if they can just
of course, I look
brush
like
off this game 1 and somehow
I look like a jabron now, but but you're right, Dan. If they can brush it off,
if they can steal game 2, then it gets interesting again.
Yeah, I said 7 on Sunday. I'll stay
I
with
said 7. Because I think you're right though. Regardless to your point, regardless.
Yeah, I'm trying to get out of here in 1 minute. So
let's just give Rob your headset. Let's get Rob's pick on this one as well.
Joel did his post game tonight in his mask.
Nice.
To put it concisely, they need to stop turning over the puck at their own blue line. If they can do that and stay out of the box, they have a chance to come back in the series because they can play with them with all facets of the game. They got the speed. Me and Tom were talking about that the other night. They hit every Penguin moving in that first period. Unfortunately, you turn the puck over, you're going to lose in the playoffs to a talented team like the Penguins. I say they come back and win it in 7.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go.
City of winners.
Listen, we love you all. Thank you for chiming in. Tom,
Mike,
AM,
in the PM.
A2D Radio.
Trust the process.
Thank you, Gibson Mayer
There we go.
LLC.
Ryan Brodo just chimed in and says Joel is doing the post-game presser in his mask.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I love it.
Love this guy.
The Phantom of the Process. That's what he's calling himself.
So, he's the best. For Gibson Mayer LLC, our certified public account, make them yours. Find them on the web, GibsonMayer.com. Tom Renaud, Michael Mataraki, Greg Mwakowicz, Dan McGuckin, Rob Hope on the 1s and 2s.
Taxes are due on Tuesday.
And you can always get an extension.
Yeah.
And make a call. He'll get you the extension. We're out.
Peace.